Hey, it's Tasha with Encompass Awe again. Good to see you guys. Give you a few moments here to step in, tune in with us, and talk about the word that the Spirit has today. Today we have shamanic 432 hertz music on with wolves. I'm drawn a lot to wolves, the spirit animal, very much so, especially helps us breaking up that throat chakra, which we were talking about yesterday. But today, we're talking about staying in your sacred center. Staying in your sacred center. So today I've done one reading poll. And it's for the collective, so that's why we have more than one video on it today. I did some shorts if you guys want the short, quick version. That was done first. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get started. Some of you have a lot of you have a lot on your mind, a lot of thoughts, and it just is repeating and surrounding you. And when you are in peace, it comes back in and it stays. And Spirit is calling you to stay in your sacred center. Be with yourself about it. I'm going to put the candle in there. Maybe that'll help. It might help. It might make it worse, the clarity. Stay in your sacred center. Feel it. Maybe get 5 or 10 minutes to get in that center and stay there. Draw home into yourself. To be still and listen. Be still. Your calmness, your everything is in your own hands. If you can see it, you can do it. But this is about the mastery of stilling your inside, balancing, coming to calm, staying still in your inside, that sacred, powerful center, and mastering the ability to listen within. Because your soul, your higher self, has something to say, and you know it. Because you'll tell your soul what to think and what to see and what to think and what to do. I know I just said what to think twice, my bad. But you have to control your thoughts. Don't let your mind master you, you master your mind. Then that will reflect on the universe and bring back different results. It's going to take practice, especially for some of you, a lot of us are very used to controlling and our mind controlling us. You wake up and you start thinking about 100 million things instead of having an intention and a mindset of intention. You're used to waking up and your mind runs off with you. And you might have trained yourself to do that. I trained myself to do that. When I was a car dealer for 15 years, I would wake up, I'd have a list from the day before of 20 things, and I would wake up just like that. Until one day I woke up sick. For many reasons, not just one. And you guys will hear about that in the testimony sometime, or my story being shared. But I had to intentionally, my doctor said to me, you're going to have to find a way, you're going to have to find a way to not let 20 things in one day control you and let your mind control you about those 20 things. What you get done has to be enough. And you're going to intentionally have to make a list of 3 or 4 things a day to get done instead of 20. And master your mind. You become the master of your mind again. Even though I taught myself to be that way, because business-wise, that was the smarter thing to do. And I was making a lot of money. Great, good. But what about your health when you wake up and you have anxiety? And Spirit is way more alert and has the higher view looking down and the internal view talking to us. that it can see we're not calm enough to listen to our higher self. Come back to center. This life is hectic, we know. Come back to center, that sacred balance of you-ness, of your uniqueness, your energy, your innocent child that's not just an adult within yourself. And be still and listen. Your higher self has things to say, your ancestors have things to say, and we're really busy in this earthly atmosphere, this earthly mindset, these earthly to-dos, and we're having a trouble listening. I get it, okay? Humans have nearly over 60,000 thoughts a day. That's on average. That's normal. How that normal? I have no idea how that's normal. But that's the statistical facts, is that we have over 60,000 thoughts a day. So I don't blame you for having a hard time and not listening. I don't blame you for having anxiety. But I am saying that it's very crucially important for us to master the anxiety, master the chaos, okay? Because we need to come to calm and take care of ourselves. Spirit knows it's for our highest good. We know it's for our highest good. It's a very loud message today that's subtle, firm, clear, and healthy for us. Everyone in our lives will greatly benefit from us coming to our sacred calm and calmness. You see these waters? They're not going anywhere. Waters represents oftentimes emotions, guys. You see these rocks, they're just balancing. I mean, they're not coming down even either. They're not predictable falling. And there's a butterfly sitting at the top midair on the top rock. This peace. I know that this life is really hard. It is so hard. And some days over other days. But sometimes you have to look in the mirror. I don't care what you look like. You look in the mirror and you see your soul, and you remind yourself to start over emotionally, energetically. I love you. I'm going to say it like I'm saying it to myself. And this was really hard when I first started doing it, because I had a lot of guilt for allowing my kids to go through some things when they were younger. They're 16 and 18, the two that I'm talking about. But when they were younger, I allowed things to take place because I loved a man before them in ways. Not that I loved him more, but I didn't prioritize them and their safety first. So I had a lot of guilt. So I had to look in the mirror and learn to say I love you and I forgive you. And I'm still saying I forgive you. Some days it's just too heavy. I have to remind myself it's just too heavy. But when I meditate, and it's really hard. I'm giving you guys the same exact message I am to myself right now. Right now I'm on maternity leave because I have a 7-week-old baby. So I have some time and space to meditate. And it's hard to get myself to go, hey, you need to go sit down and go listen to the ancestors. Go listen to your own higher self. But then I don't, you know what I mean? But I'm going to. That's one of my goals today, by the way. We're going to meditate. I'm going to listen to the ancestors. And when I go into the place, if I'm doing an ancestral meditation, if I am, they'll tell me the truth. One of these days, very soon, I'm going to share my first and only specifically went into meditation to do ancestral meditation. And it absolutely was so transformational. And that's if I'm allowed to share it. Because sometimes I'm not allowed to share things that I receive. And I encourage you guys, if you're spiritual people, discern that. If you're a seer, I don't want to go over this too much because it's not really focused. Okay, this isn't really a message, but maybe somebody's supposed to hear it. Just because you have dreams, just because you have visions, just because you have a word from spirit, doesn't mean you're supposed to give it to the people. The person or the people or the circumstance or the story, it doesn't always mean that. You have to use a discernment. Sometimes you're just supposed to send, release love, and for some reason, you're supposed to witness it. It's a hard reality. I used to think that I saw it because I could change it if it was bad or if it was sad. Because I never speak a curse over somebody. I never speak bad about anybody, whether they're my enemy or not, whether they say bad things to me or not. I never, ever. What's your question? I remind you of your mother. I have a very maternal spirit and energy, and that's kind of how I love my friends. I love my mom that way. As odd as that is, my boyfriend laughs, or my BD, my baby daddy. He just giggles because I'll say my mama daughter, or about my daughter, I'll say my sister mama, because my daughter has a very very maternal characteristics as well, and she mothers me as well. When I'm off, she's reminding me. You know what I mean? She's putting me in check, and she's putting me in check with the energy that makes you want to react. You know what I mean? You do not, girl. You better take your tone down 10 notches, because that's woo, girl, get on my nerves. But but she's the truth. She's telling the truth, and that hurts for a minute. And if she'd say it in a different tone, I'd respect it better. But it's whatever. We're learning together, and we're different people. She's a Pisces. I'm an Aquarius. We get along great, but dang it, those are two different energies, and the way that we deliver things. How do we meditate? Um, so when you meditate, and I suggest this for people, this is not necessarily how everybody tells you to meditate, but when we meditate, you're going to get yourself in a comfortable position. Um, I place my hands like this, one on each knee. So like this, one on each knee. I sit Indian style, that's how I do it. But I really suggest you, however your body needs to get comfortable. And I specifically breathe in for 4. So um, I'm just going to do it now. I would breathe in for 4. I hold it for 4. And I exhale for 4. Okay, I also watch my breathing. So as I breathe in, my stomach is going to come out right here between the diaphragm. As I exhale, I'm going to hold it there in that exhale position. And then I'm going to exhale, and that stomach area comes in just a little bit. Slowly. Some people have a lot of problems controlling their thoughts or emptying their mind. That's okay, and that's normal if you're just starting out. Hi, Virgo. I'm Aquarius. We're very different, but we get along great, and we are super go-getters, Virgos and Aquarius. We have that super in common. Very focus-oriented, can get her done personalities. Okay, so back to the meditating. My bad, guys. So when you're meditating, you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale, the stomach comes in. I, on purpose, when I first started meditating, started using a mantra. It would be, because it was the hardest thing for me to say at the time, I chose, I love you, Natasha, as if I'm speaking to someone else. But it was really the inner child, because the inner child I knew had been hurt really bad. The inner child is the reason why I have all these not healthy coping mechanisms, but they served me then, but they don't anymore. And they keep people away from me. They're trying to love me, and they keep walls up. And that's why I talk about, I don't want to stay on this part, but that's why I talk about once upon a time, you could have had coping mechanisms that were great for you. They kept you safe. Somebody was trying to hurt you, so you had protective walls. You probably disassociated. That keep you mentally safe. That was a coping mechanism. But when it comes time, say that happened when you were a child and you started doing that. You didn't even know you did it all the way through your life. And then you're in your 20s or 30s. You're trying to let someone love you. But for some reason you can't. You're so disconnected. These are examples. I'm not talking this. I'm not speaking this over you people. I just want to let you know that this is personal, and it is something I recognize in a lot of people. So I have to, on purpose, reground myself, because I'll find myself getting disassociated. And it's normal to get irritated. Mohammed, are you saying that you're irritated when you're in meditation or in general? And no, I don't crochet. Autumn, I don't crochet. So let me, while I'm waiting for some of those answers, let me get back to the meditating. Okay, so I would say something like, I love you, or you are so capable of amazing things. Whatever it was like I'm speaking to myself. If some of you have a really hard time, if any of you have a hard time speaking these things to yourself, you can get a cup of water, or if you drink hot tea or whatever, and you can focus on that cup of water. I like to work with water and fire, but you can speak to the water by words or by thoughts. I usually do it by thoughts. That's like a form of protecting my manifestation, if that makes sense. Sometimes depends who's in the room. I don't want anybody that's a naysayer putting charge or energy towards what I'm manifesting with their thoughts. That's why I protect my goals, my manifestation, um, my prayers. Okay, I protect that by not telling other people. Like, for instance, no one around me knows that we're doing this video right now. Just whoever joins the video. Okay, nobody knows. I'm protecting that. So you can say things to your tea. So I actually, to my tea, I'll say something like, and this is just by thoughts in my head, I won't say it out loud most of the time. Hickory dickory dock, blessings, love, and abundance flow to me nonstop. From off afar and nearby, my heart receives it with gratitude, my family and I. So it doesn't have to be that exact, but it'll just be that. And I pray that over my hot tea and me and my children. I have more than 2 children, and I have more than just them in my house, but we're the ones that drink hot tea. So almost daily, if they're home, we get to manifest and receive that, and then we drink it. So what I'm saying is, that was just an example, but if you speak to your water or your tea or whatever you're getting ready to drink, hopefully something healthier, you can just say, I love you to the water. If it makes it easier to say it's something outside of you, that's fine. And then you're going to ingest it, and the molecules of that water received the energy of love. And so another good mantra to think about doing while you're meditating is, I believe. I believe in the highest good for me. I believe that I deserve the best. I forgive myself. And these are not things I'm saying to say. I'm saying choose 1, 2, or 3 small sentences, maybe. Not several sentences, not a whole speech, but just 2 or 3. Because if your mind is used to having 1,000 thoughts during the day and not meditating, then you're used to letting it have control. So the reason I'm suggesting to only say 1, 2, or 3 spots, like 1, 2, or 3 sentences, is because at least you're training your mind to not control you anymore. You're beginning to slow it down, and you're beginning, however the duration of the meditation is, and you're beginning to say positive things for a certain duration of time. So your mind is used to being toxic, or it's used to probing the room and seeing what's negative or what could fearfully happen, and you're operating by fear. You're still intently retraining that mindset. You're still intently slowing the mind down. So say you're not like the Buddhists or the some that are super good and masterful at this type of meditation or any meditation. Say you're not there yet. That's fine. We all have different backgrounds. We have different todays, and we have different routines, and we have different thought patterns with different coping mechanisms. And so that's why I say that it's personal. That's why on Encompass Aw's main page it says it's personal at the end of the description of what we do here, because I'm not here to fix you, and you're not here to fix me. You can give me a word or a sentence on the comments that changes my life in a pivotal, amazing way. You could do that, but ultimately I have to do it. Ultimately, what fits me, what's custom to me, what fits healing my heart, my love for myself, my energetic field is custom to me. We all might sage the same, but that doesn't mean that the way that the molecules and the smoke burned the energy around us was exactly the same. The way that it moved, the way that it flowed, the routine that we do is going to be unique to me, and it's going to be unique to you. How you receive each tarot reading's message is going to be unique to you. you know? And even our beliefs, we're coming from so many different beliefs to join together. And I'm not claiming any labels or whatever. I used to be a priest, a minister. I am an ordained minister to like marry people and stuff, but I've never married anybody yet. And I could do funerals as a priest for that, but and I've thought about doing that for a job because I do feel drawn, and I do feel like that would be a blessing. But anyway, thanks for listening. That was off topic, but it's gonna be different for each of us how we heal, how we decipher our dreams, how do we decipher our thoughts. I dream every single time I'm asleep. Every time I'm asleep. Most of the time I remember it. Sometimes those are foreknowing and they happen in real life later, and sometimes they don't. Okay, so someone just got out. Okay, all right. I don't want to say your comment out loud, but congratulations and welcome. Blessings, blessings. So let's get back to the reading, okay, guys? If you have any more questions, also, you can tune into any of my videos, shorts, or whatever, and I'll reach out to your comments. Everyone is different, and our story is so different. And some of us have really messed up backgrounds and have a lot of forgiveness to channel for other people, for ourselves. And it's a very courageous thing to heal yourself. It really is. Come to calm. Stay in that meditation. And listen, I started out with 5-minute meditations. 5-minute meditations was huge for me. And I'm telling you, I had heart problems back then. When I started doing some of this stuff, like I had heart problems back then. And I was in a very traumatic relationship. So this was hard. Meditating was hard. And this isn't the only message. I mean, meditation is just an idea, one subject that we could do. It could be running. And then afterwards, you feel really calm afterwards. So, like, even though it says come to calm, it can include other things that's not calm that make you feel calm. So whether it's drawing, if you draw and it makes you out, like helps you release your mind, it just like makes you not think about other stuff. When I draw and do art, it really does help me not think about all the important million things going on. But in your waiting, while you're waiting for things, breathe. So my mom posted this morning on Facebook, patience, waiting isn't being patient. And being patient isn't waiting. It's more than that. It's how you wait. It's trusting. It's enduring. It's overcoming. It is submitting to the allowance of the unfolding. But here's the thing about that. Your mindset can contribute to how things unfold. Okay? So, we have to rewire the negative. And I'm not saying negative like bad or good or bad or over. They're all very important thoughts. But if you're used to functioning by one way of thoughts and it's not conducive to you, I'm here to remind you today. You can change that, but it's going to take practice. You may get discouraged with yourself. I do with myself a little bit because I'm like, oh, that's definitely a PTSD, traumatic mindset, trauma thinking. And I don't want to operate that way anymore. I'm not a victim. I am someone who got amazing things done. I learned a lot from my trauma. It's not an excuse for anybody's behavior. But I'll tell you what, I'm a different person now. And I was soft back then in ways that now, if the same thing came to me, zero tolerance would exist. A braver mom would exist. A fighter would have been in me way sooner than it was. Okay. Come to calm. Come to calm. Master your thoughts. Don't let it master you. Stay in that creative young energy. Activate the void. All right, I'm going to bring the candle over here. Maybe it'll help. Activate the void. So these are hands, as you see. Whether you have it upside down or downside right, it's the same thing. No matter how you turn it, no matter how you do it, activate the void. Love on you, okay? Love on you. Activate the void. Activate the void. Some of you should work with lapis lazuli. If any of you feel drawn to work with stones, work with lapis lazuli. I was on that yesterday. Take everything you've ever experienced and turn it to good. Transmute it to what you want to see, not what you see, to what you want to see. And not in the way of denial, not in the way of neglect of what's actually there, but in the way of, I sow it and I can grow it. I sow it and I can grow it. The life sows it, the universe sows it, the world sows it, and then I help mutate it back to my sacred center. And then I'm always producing from a state that is conducive. It's not necessarily it's good or bad, but a conducive state. That's not saying nothing ever bad happens. That's not saying what happened to you wasn't bad. We know that all things, we can bring it back to a sacred center and channel from that state. We all grew through the things we went through, but Spirit is really trying to hone in on us about releasing that old. We don't want to keep producing from things that aren't conducive for us. We don't want to keep producing from things that aren't conducive for us. I know that I just repeated ourselves, but let me say it again. We don't want to keep producing from a state that is not conducive for us. We are conduits, not just seers, not just prophets, not just witches, not just spirit workers. We are conduits. Page of Pentacles. We're learning. Be patient with yourself while you're learning. That's a horrible reflection, isn't it, guys? Let's see if this helps any. These types of cards are really pretty when they're not lit up like this, but Page of Pentacles. Be patient with yourself as you're learning. Be patient with yourself because you came from a lot. And Spirit is congratulating you. Spirit is saying, good job. Spirit is saying, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And you're really hard on yourself. And everybody's fucked up in some way, some form, something they did a long time ago, something they did last week, something they did last night. I have friends and family from every walk of life. And I'm not here to make any of them prolongly feel punishment for what they've done or what I know about them. But I do know if we don't stop what we... Apologies. If we don't stop the way we think, we will continue to produce from that state. And I'm here. Spirit is here to remind you, let's not keep doing that. Okay? So, the way a man thinketh, so he is. Okay? That's a scripture, okay? And I don't read the Bible anymore. But the way a man thinketh, so he is. Tell me something that proves otherwise. If you want to be different, you gotta be different. Ace of Swords. Come through so much. Overcame so much. Look how resilient that is. Ace. You're an ace. You fought to get here. That's for sure. You fought to get here. You fought to be resilient. You fought to be on the other side. You fought to be on the other side, and here you are. Leaving it all behind. Leaving it all behind. It doesn't serve you anymore. Okay, we're going to pull one more card, guys. Take care of yourself. Stay in your sacred balance. One more card, Spirit. One more card. As my family's getting ready to be home, and Knight of Swords. Queen of Cups, exactly. You fought like hell to get, you got through so much. Some of you, your parents really showed you a rough life. Knight of Swords, fought through so much to get to this. With strength and resilience, like the way you overcame was great. Queen of Cups, and it's all in your hands. Look at you mastering it. So confident, so mature, so resilient. Just I keep hearing resilient in this message. Resilient. Some of you, it's like you've been fighting so much, it's time to sit back and rest, and you don't even know how. You don't even know. You know what? And I get it. I get it. I get it. And make sure some of you, make sure you're not staying busy and not realizing that's a coping mechanism to not rest, to not enjoy, to not allow. Okay. Let's do a quick recap, guys. Sacred calm. Stay in your sacred center. You deserve it. And your energy is awesome. It's great. So you want to feel this way. You actually want to feel this way. It feels uneasy and unsafe because maybe you need to heal the way you trust yourself. I get it. If nobody kept you safe, you got to learn to be safe. If nobody loved on you, you got to learn to love you. There's no when you're grown, there's no excuse. You just have evolution, and it's a choice. It's a thought to thought, action to action choice. Be still and listen. Come to calm and stay there. It's home. It's a place inside yourself. Activate the void. Transmute it all to the greatest outcome. Okay. Ace of Swords. Knight of Wands. Six of Swords. You've come so far, and don't you forget it. You see all them swords. That's what's happened. And you're just rolling away, and you're letting spirit take you away. In this confidence, I'm speaking it over you, that you allow spirit to be your greatest comforter within yourself and around you, that you see it and you notice it. Queen of Cups. Look at that stature, that confidence. She's almost chillax in that chair. She's like chill and confident. She's wearing no shoes. Dude. She's so chill, she ain't got no shoes on. She's royalty. She ain't got no shoes on. She's royalty. And I don't know if you know, but she's sitting by the water. She's sitting by the water, and her feet are on rocks. You know she's going through pain still, but it don't affect her the same. She's wearing no shoes, and she's sitting with her feet on rocks. Dude. That's absolutely brilliant and resilient. And she's holding some sort of trophy. Her crown is high. How beautiful. This is what you became. This is what's becoming of you. Congratulations. Congratulations. If we all, before Earth, if this is really what happens, is that we chose a path before we came, and all of you that resonate with this message chose the path so that you could become the Queen of Cups. You hold so many options in your hands, so much authority, so much confidence. Like, some of the authority is probably irritating because you're like, I have so many decisions. I have so many things to manage. I get it if y'all think the states have been neglecting you. But with this, it's a trusted position. They're actually coming in clutch. It's a trusted position, and you asked for it. You asked for it. So that's beautiful. So it's wonderful. Congratulations. I'm glad you made it here. Whoops, I dropped something, guys. I need a sip of tea. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And I give thanks for protection over this message, over the activation of this message through every person that is supposed to receive this. I hold space for protection right now over every person, over your mindset, over your energy, over your decisions, your path, your love. I give thanks for the opportunities coming your way, for the energetic blockages broken open gently and loved and held and accepted and released and let go. We are worthy of growth. We are grateful for it. Every moment of growth that we ever have had, we're grateful for it. And we forgive ourselves for the things we didn't do as we perceive would be right and good. But we give thanks for what we got from it, and we give thanks for releasing it right now. As you feel led, I'm not telling you guys what to do. We're going to breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, and exhale. And I'm going to indicate that on my hand, okay? And then when it starts over, that'll be holding it in. And then when I exhale, the third time will be exhale, okay? And when we're holding it in, I'm not going to count out loud because I'm going to be saying the mantra within myself. I'm going to say, I love you and I forgive you. Okay. Let's do it again. Now this time, let's do it again and say, I believe for my best. Let's do it one more time. Love you guys. It was so good to be with you. I believe for your highest good and your greatest breakthroughs and your greatest abundance. Don't forget, every thought, action, and move is a seed sown that creates waves. Make sure you're doing that a little bit more intentional, okay? Be patient as you practice.